Hello the internet, it's Ghost here, and today we're building an aquarium, which is something I said I was going to do back in November, and then obviously all the Christmas stuff happened, and aquariums aren't exactly Christmassy. We built a zoo instead. I am going to build another zoo at some point though, so guess we're going to have lots of animal related builds. So for the first bit of the zoo, we are building the open ocean section. Basically, the cool exhibit in every real aquarium where there's loads of fish swimming around in shoals, but also you go, well, they're not exactly that colourful or interesting to look at. Though saying that, I do enjoy that exhibit every time I go to an aquarium. Anyways, little bit of housekeeping. If you do end up enjoying this video, make sure to like and subscribe. There's plenty of videos like this coming your way for the rest of the year. I can say that again now. There'll be plenty of videos like this, but we're doing this a bit weirdly for the aquarium because we are building all of the exhibits that are on the inside before we actually build the exterior, because that makes my life... Right, so what's this exhibit built out of? We have gravel, we have stone, we have blue terracotta, I think the blue colour for this is. That's what we're using for the backgrounds of all of the water-based exhibits, because I'm working on that. That will A, help it look like the water continues a bit, and B, it's a nice colour and will look pretty, even though this isn't what you're going to see on the outside. So then using the stone, I kind of built some structural stuff in the background to make places for like the fish to hide. I added some clay to the floor as well because I wanted to add a bit of texture. The thing was, I then realised that if I wanted to do the next bit, I would have to put the glass in. And I don't think I did that until I finished this exhibit, which is the coral reef. So for the coral reef, we have lots of sand on the floor, and that was kind of all I could do before I filled in the water. So the plan for this month is there will be 3 installations of this set of videos. It might be a case of, there ends up being 4 actually, there might. I don't know at the minute. There might be 4 videos because of the fact that we have a lot of building videos that could go in. There's a lot of footage of me building stuff on the outside of this that could definitely be turned into one. But it's probably a bit boring because it is just me placing exactly the same colour blocks for like, honestly, I think I spent an hour plus on it. Now, I wanted to make sure there was kind of a decent amount of depth because what I found with times I've previously built aquariums in Minecraft, I haven't considered depth, and that kind of made it look a bit boring. Now, because it's a reef, I had to consider you have to be able to get plenty of coral in there, so I probably should have made the exhibit bigger, but I didn't, and we don't worry about that anymore. And I think now I'm going to go in and put the glass up. I looked around at some of them, tried to do a bit of work on the turtles, couldn't figure it out. I really just didn't know. And then we add the glass in. So at the bottom of the glass there is going to be a layer of stone, just because that looks fairly solid and cement-like. And it's also just a colour that can be used continuously with all of the exhibits. That was the important thing. I had to make sure the ones that were next to each other had a level of continuity about them. So, here we are. We're putting in the water. This took a while because I had to make sure it all went perfectly level because I didn't want to have to deal with that bit at the top where it goes all wavy, though I did have to do that with, I think, the big dolphin exhibit, which is like the final episode or something. So next episode will be the frogs and turtles exhibits, and then the most likely, possibly final one will be dolphins and axolotls. Basically, best till last. This is kind of done in the order of how interesting the videos actually are based on what I'm building. I think I ended up raising the water level on all of them because the actual building ended up being taller than anticipated. That's the one thing about this, that it was not planned at all. So you will see a lot of chaos of me trying to decide what to do. Okay, basically the tanks were filled with sea pickles, seagrass, kelp, and a load of coral. Because the corals look pretty, and I like them. I also put light blocks in. I had to add... I don't know if I did it on this, but I do add light blocks at some point. I tried to put them just at the top, but then I had to put them at the bottom, and then it was raining, and I had to find somewhere to get rid of the rain. That worked, and it turns out I never fully finished furnishing some of those houses. And then I added the coral, and they looked pretty. It's like, you just have to make weird shapes to make them look like the Minecraft coral, because I couldn't be bothered to Google a reference picture. But that is basically it for the video. This was a lot of chaos to build. I enjoyed it though. we're on to some of the cooler exhibits next. So I hope you all have a good day, the internet, and I will see you in the next video, which will be Wednesday?